This is the dissection of the anterior triangle of neck. If we see the main contents of the different sub-triangles of the anterior triangle of neck, the first is this muscular triangle. The muscular triangle main content are the infrahyoid muscles. These muscles are present between hyoid bone and the sternum. These infrahyoid muscles are thin ribbon-like muscles arranged in two layers. The superficial layer includes two muscles. One is the sternohyoid, from sternum to hyoid, and lateral to it is the omohyoid muscle. Here we can see the superior belly of omohyoid, and in the posterior triangle we can see the inferior belly of omohyoid. So medial is the sternohyoid, laterally is the omohyoid. Deep to these muscles we can see in the lower part is the sternothyroid, and in the upper part this is the thyrohyoid muscle. All these muscles are supplied by ansa cervicalis except thyrohyoid muscle, which is supplied by C1 nerve through hypoglossal nerve. We can see the ansa cervicalis on this side. This nerve loop this is the ansa cervicalis. This is the superior root of ansa cervicalis, which is a branch from the hypoglossal nerve. This is the hypoglossal nerve here, which gives a superior root which descends, and it is known as descendens hypoglossi. This will unite with the inferior root. Inferior root is formed by ventral rami of C2 and C3, and it is known as descendens cervicalis. The two roots then unite to form the loop, which is embedded in the anterior wall of carotid sheath. So this loop of nerve is known as ansa cervicalis. Now in the other triangle, which is the carotid triangle, this is the carotid triangle. The main content we can see here, the common carotid artery medially, lateral to which is the internal jugular vein. Between and behind them is the vagus nerve. This is the vagus nerve here. This is again the ansa cervicalis superficially embedded in anterior wall of carotid sheath. We can see here at the level of upper border of thyroid cartilage, the common carotid artery divides into two. This is the external carotid artery, and this is the internal carotid artery. Now the branches of external carotid artery which are seen here in the carotid triangle are namely the three anterior branches, that is the superior thyroid artery, which is running downwards and medially towards the thyroid gland. So this is the superior thyroid artery. Above it, this is the lingual artery. Here, this is the lingual artery, and we must know that the lingual artery is related with a nerve here. This is the hypoglossal nerve. Above the lingual artery, this artery running up, passing through the submandibular region here, this is the facial artery, which is running upwards, winding around the base of mandible here and entering the face. So this artery here is the facial artery. So these are the three anterior branches: superior thyroid, then there is a lingual, and above it is a facial artery. This is a lingual and this is the facial artery. Now here posteriorly we can see a posterior branch here running upward and backward. This is the occipital artery. So this artery is the occipital artery here. Also we can see here the submandibular salivary gland. So this region or this triangle is the digastric or submandibular triangle. So we have already seen this is the anterior belly of digastric. This is the posterior belly of digastric, and running along with it, this is the stylohyoid muscle. This is the submandibular salivary gland. We can see here in this region there is a branch of facial artery. The facial artery is giving off this branch known as the submental branch of facial artery. We can also see a nerve here. This nerve is the mylohyoid nerve or nerve to mylohyoid, which is a branch of the inferior alveolar nerve. It will supply two muscles here. One is the anterior belly of digastric and the other muscle here is a mylohyoid muscle. We can see the mylohyoid muscle here between the two anterior belly of digastric. The mylohyoid muscle forms the floor of the submental triangle. This is the submental triangle, and this muscle is the mylohyoid muscle. The mylohyoid muscle and the anterior belly of digastric are supplied by nerve to mylohyoid, whereas the posterior belly of digastric and the stylohyoid muscle are supplied by facial nerve. Also, deep to mylohyoid we will find the geniohyoid. This geniohyoid muscle deep to mylohyoid and the thyrohyoid muscle. These muscles, thyrohyoid and geniohyoid, are supplied by C1 through hypoglossal nerve. On this side, we can see the structures in different layers. This is the anterior belly of digastric. This is the mylohyoid muscle. Deep to mylohyoid muscle, this is the hyoglossus muscle. This muscle, this is the hyoglossus muscle. Between mylohyoid and hyoglossus, we can see the hypoglossal nerve here going towards the tongue. So this nerve here is the hypoglossal nerve. And deep to hyoglossus, we will find the lingual artery. So this is the lingual artery of other side. This is the lingual artery. So from superficial to deep, we find mylohyoid, then hypoglossal nerve, then there is a hyoglossus muscle, and this is the lingual artery. Also on this side we can see below lingual artery, this is the superior thyroid artery going towards the thyroid gland. The superior thyroid artery here is accompanied by a nerve. This nerve is the external laryngeal nerve. The external laryngeal nerve supplies the cricothyroid muscle of larynx. So these are the superior thyroid artery along with the external laryngeal nerve. And we can also see the internal laryngeal nerve here. The internal laryngeal nerve is accompanied by superior laryngeal vessels, and these will pierce the thyrohyoid membrane in this region and go inside the larynx. The internal laryngeal nerve will supply sensation from the upper half of the larynx. So these are the important relations in this region. Also behind the carotid sheath we can see the cervical part of sympathetic chain. So this is the cervical part of sympathetic chain, which is posteromedial to the carotid sheath, plastered to the prevertebral fascia. There is one more nerve here which is running in the posterior triangle of neck. We can see here running downward, laterally, backwards. It supplies sternocleidomastoid here and goes on to supply the trapezius. This is the spinal accessory nerve seen in the posterior triangle. So this nerve is the spinal accessory nerve. Also in this region we can see this is the external jugular vein. This is the scalenus anterior muscle, on the surface of which we can see phrenic nerve running vertically down. This is the phrenic nerve over scalenus anterior. Behind, this is the scalenus medius. And between scalenus anterior and scalenus medius, we can see the three trunks of brachial plexus. upper, middle and lower, the three trunks of brachial plexus, along with subclavian artery. So this artery here is a subclavian artery. Subclavian artery, then there is a lower trunk of brachial plexus, middle and upper trunks. This is calenus medius, and as we go upwards and behind, the floor of the posterior triangle is formed by the levator scapulae, still above by splenius capitis and semispinalis capitis. So this region is a posterior triangle of neck.